Welcome to Inspiring Nations with Sonja Keeve Podcast Show. Question: where do you draw your inspiration? Join us as we feature women across the globe with incredible stories of how they inspire nations every day. Now, here is your host, Sonja Keeve.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to an amazing edition of Inspiring Nations. I am your host, Sonja Keeve, and I am excited to bring another amazing guest to the show. And today we have with us Miss Sheniqua Johnson. And let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a registered nurse, author, motivational speaker, and health coach. Now, I know a little something about her, but I want you all to get to know her better. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Miss Sheniqua Johnson. Hello, superstar.
Hey, Sonja. Thank you so much for having me on. It is a pleasure to be on with your listeners. I just want to start off by saying I am super proud of you, girl. You are doing your thing. So big congrats going out to you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited for the show and all of the amazing women just like yourself who are coming on to the show. And for those who don't know who you are, could you just share a little bit about who you are and who you serve?
Yes, well, I am Sheniqua Johnson, and I am a registered nurse by profession, but I am a motivational speaker. I am an author by calling. So there's a difference there. So my passion is to serve people who are in need. Since I was a young girl, I've always wanted to help people, and that's what led me into becoming a registered nurse. So I just took that need, that passion of helping people just to feel better. I took that and spun it into becoming a health coach. So I am here motivating, particularly women, to just live their best lives. And that's what we have to do in this day and age. We got to get our lives together. We've got to be focused on what it is that we've come to do and get it done.
All right. All right, absolutely. And I know you mentioned that you're a health coach, and tonight we're going to be talking about your health is your wealth. Mm-hmm. And I know how important that truly is. So just kind of tell us, I know that you're a registered nurse, but how did you make the transition to being this motivational speaker and health coach?
Well, one of the things that I've learned when working as a registered nurse, I've been a nurse for over 17 plus years. Wow. And yeah, I started when I was like 2. Mm-hmm. That's my story. I'm still doing. Yep.
Yes.
But what I saw a lot was people coming in and out of the hospitals. Mm-hmm. They come in, you give them their medications, you teach them, and then you send them home. But then they kept coming back. Mm-hmm. And as much as I love what it is that I do and I love people, but I don't want to see you come back.
Yeah.
So I had to say to myself, I said, what is it that is causing these individuals to come back into this facility seeking healthcare, either with the same condition or something different? And I had to say, what is going on here? So I had to start looking a little bit deeper. And what I noticed that as a registered nurse, I cared for people's physical.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I cared for their physical body. So if they came in with diabetes, I was checking blood sugar. I was teaching them about their diet, and I was getting their physical back in order.
Yeah.
But what was missing, there were some key elements that were missing in that care. And so just targeting the physical, it left a person's mental and a person's spiritual out of whack. And what I found is when your mind is not well, your body and your spirit and everything can fall out of place. So I just wanted to stretch. I wanted to stretch my ability to serve people, to help people live their best lives. And as a registered nurse, I felt like I was confined. I had to take care of their physical. And they always tell you, politics and religion, you got to keep that out of the healthcare practice. You got to keep it out. So I just kind of felt like not being able to target in somebody's mental and tap into their spiritual realm. It was just really difficult to fully serve them. So that's how I became a health coach. As a health coach, I can help people on all levels.
Yes.
Without those boundaries, without those restrictions, just straight up and down. Okay, what's going on with you? Let's get to the root of it. And let's cut it off from the root.
Yes.
So these problems, these issues don't just keep growing and coming back and resurfacing in your life. So it is so crucial that when you talk about health is your wealth, we gotta talk about wellness as a whole.
Yes.
We've got to talk about it as a whole. And it is an area that, sometimes get a little overlooked. We overlook it sometimes. We take it for granted.
Yes, we do.
So it is time to just really stay focused and just really start to live healthier.
Yes. And I absolutely agree with that, because especially for women, we tend to put everyone first, and we neglect our own health until we find ourselves having to go to the doctor and seeing you and having, the conversation like, I don't know how my health deteriorated so bad over the years. But I feel like for women, we don't take that time for ourselves because we feel like we'll neglect our children, our spouses, our loved ones, if we don't put them first. But talk to me about the importance of why it's important to put yourself first as it relates to wellness.
As it relates to wellness, it's the same concept, the premise with the airlines, right? When the airline and they say if the the plane is going down and those oxygen masks come down, you are to put that oxygen mask on yourself first. How can you care for other people when you are unhealthy yourself? And what can end up happening is your unhealthiness can begin to taint and disrupt the lives and well-being of those who you are set there to serve, to help.
Yes.
So we've got to make sure that we check ourselves. It is so important. And loving ourselves teaches our children how to love on themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Your husband will love you more if you love on yourself. It's kind of that mirror kind of behavior. You mirror the way you want someone to treat you. So if you want someone to love and adore you, well, how about you mirror that image and you do it and love and adore yourself? So self-love, self-wellness, it's not selfish.
Yes.
I stress that so much. It is not selfish. It is necessary.
Yes. And you heard it here on Inspiring Nations. It is not selfish.
Not at all.
Necessary. And I hope that my listeners get that, because I know we say it all the time, and we're, even those that are listening right now going, you're right, Sonja, I need to put my wellness first. So as a registered nurse and as a health coach, what are some of the daily practices that you do to keep your wellness number one?
What I like to do, I take me time. And me time doesn't have to be a long amount of time, but it is just a moment for me to do a self-check.
Yeah.
To sit still for a moment. And you know how our lives can get. We've got a calendar for our work. We've got a calendar for the kids' stuff. They got more school activities. You're trying to keep up with your husband's day. I mean, you've got calendars on top of calendars for calendars and all sorts of things. It just gets hectic. And sometimes in the midst of our busyness, we've got to sit still to say, okay, what is it that I need to get done today? How am I feeling about this situation? What do I need to change? What do I need to add? Who do I need to reach out to? So just to have that moment to ground yourself. And I like to take that moment during the daytime, like first thing in the morning. So before I start jumping up and waking kids up and ironing and doing all sorts of stuff, I need to take a moment for me. And sometimes that moment is me scrolling through social media, not doing nothing, just scrolling. But that's a way of me putting everything else on pause to say, okay, get your mind right.
Right.
Deep breathe. Okay, you ready now? All right. You've dedicated some time to yourself. Now it's time to go to work. Now it's time to go in to serve others, because that's what we do as mothers, as wives, as daughters.
Yes.
We are loving and caring and nurturing for everyone in our paths. Even when we go to work, we're nurturing, the supervisors or the staff. Like, that is a part of our role. So we can't let people deplete us.
Yes.
So we need to just turn the knob just ever so slightly where we can be in tune to ourselves and understand what our needs are. Yes, I'm going to take care of everybody else's needs. I promise.
Yes.
But I got to make sure that Sheniqua gets taken care of first.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that, because I know, like I said, especially women, and I also like to say especially mothers that have children. I know I've had conversations with people that have shared with me, I've got to put my children first, because if I don't, no one else will. But you shared earlier, if you don't take care of yourself first, you begin to deplete yourself. And I always like to say you end up burning yourself on both sides of the candle. Then you have nothing left. And that's when it becomes selfish. Even when you're married, if you have no energy for your spouse and you give it all to everyone else, it becomes a selfish act, because you've given it all to everyone else but the people that are most important. So, thank you for sharing that. And, you're a health coach. And now we're going to talk about this motivational speaking.
Yes.
How, because I love motivational speakers. So how did you get into the game to become a motivational speaker?
You know what? To be honest with you, I feel like I've been motivational speaking all my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something that's innately in me. It wasn't anything that I said, oh, I like that, I want to do that. Right. It was just a gifting that God had given me to say, you are an encourager. You are one who holds people's hands and say, you can do this and you got this, girl. I'm here to support you. That's always been me. From a young teenager, growing up, just taking care of and nurturing my friends and my circle, loving on them the way, they deserve to be loved on, and just really, putting my all into them. And so it was actually one day when I was teaching, I was training health coaches.
Okay.
My students just kept saying to me, they were like, you could be, they used to tell me, they used to say, you could be either three things. They said, if this nursing thing don't work out for you, you could be three things.
Okay.
One of which was a comedian. They was like, you could be a comedian, you could be a preacher, or you could be a motivational speaker. And I said, Lord, what are you trying to say to me? What are you? Because you have to listen when people will actually pour into you what your calling is. So sidebar, for those people who are wondering what their gifts are and wondering where their purpose lies, sometimes it comes from listening to the people. Like, what do people always say about you? So they were always telling me that I was just so motivated, and I got them going, and I just gave them just like this new leaf on life. And it just kind of just like, that's when like that light bulb went off, like, wow, you know what? This is what I do. I've been doing it with my friends. I do it with my patients. I do it with my students. So it just became something that I was just born to do. And I love to do it.
And I can tell, because I know that I have watched you on social media, and we'll talk about your show that you have Sunday nights with Sheniqua, and we'll talk about that later. But I know that when you mentioned about a gifting, your gifting, I find, is something, like you said, it's something that comes naturally, but it's something you probably never thought about.
Right.
And so as you are in the spaces that you are, because I think the health coaching with your RN background mirrors well to really motivating, because when people are sick, their mindset is really different.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody could come and just inspire them to, or even empower them to change their habits,
yes,
I think it does wonders for your health. I mean, your stress. Because as a nurse, can you talk about the detriment stress can do on your body?
Oh, my goodness. Stress can cause all sorts of problems on our body. For one, it can affect your heart. We only have one heart.
Right.
And stress can literally, it can cause your heart vessels to constrict. It can cause your heart not to pump the blood the way it's supposed to. So you can end up with all sorts of heart conditions, heart attacks, heart failure, like high blood pressure. Hello.
Yes.
Because that's one of those major issues. And people, and what they call it is that silent killer. Stress, and sometimes people can have stress and don't even realize that they're stressed.
Yes.
It's just, it becomes a part of their it's kind of like that flight and what is it, flight or fright?
Right.
Like they just keep going and going and going. It's like an innate thing that's in their body that causes them just to keep going. But sometimes that stress can cause you to stop.
Yes.
It can make you sit down.
Yes, it can.
You can end up with a stroke. You can get a blood clot to your brain and end stroke. So when we talk about stress levels, it becomes crucial to get those in order, because not only can it affect your physical well-being, it can affect your mental well-being. Yes. You can have anxiety. You can have panic attacks. You can have depression. Can lead to suicide. Hello.
Yes.
This is what we are seeing in today's society.
Yes.
It's becoming more and more prevalent. And I believe the stresses of this world adds to that.
Yes.
It adds to that, where people start to feel hopeless and feel like they don't have a way out. So we have to make sure that we are checking that chatter, because sometimes it's that negative self-talk that gets us to start believing that we can't survive. So we've got to make sure that we're spending all that time and energy we spend on helping other people, or even that time and energy we spend on trying to make people believe we're doing well.
Yes.
Take some of that effort and that energy to really check yourself.
Yes. And I want to reiterate that point because I know I have witnessed friends who have lost their lives behind stressing and not even realizing. I mean, they, worked out and were healthy, but internally were stressing their body and had no idea. And like I had a very dear friend who lost her life a couple of years ago due to her heart not pumping well. And so I cannot stress enough that this wellness and finding that thing that you can do to help de-stress in your life, even if you just take 5 to 10 minutes a day, doing something positive for your wellness, I think will do wonders for your life and your overall health.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing. Now, I also know that you are a published author, and Miss Sheniqua and I had the opportunity to participate in an anthology entitled Women Inspiring Nations.
Yes.
And I just want you to share with our listening audience, why did you say yes to the project, and what was the name of your chapter?
I had to say yes to this project. It was just something that I had to do because I got to a point in my life where, and as I mentioned, we get so caught up in either helping other people or pretending that everything is fine, that everything is well. And I finally found the strength to tell my story. And when I began to tell my story, it was freeing to me. When I first started writing, I learned that my writing was my therapy. So some people go to therapists, they speak to someone, they get their divine intervention. But I found when I released how I was feeling and what I was doing, that was my therapy, and that was able to help me. So the title in my chapter is called Finding Your Strength to Start Again.
Ooh, yes.
And that is just like my anthem.
Yeah.
Because no matter how hard life knocks you down, you can still find that strength to start again.
Yes.
So maybe you didn't do things right in your past. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because there's always, when you are given another day, that means God is giving you another opportunity and that you can do it again.
Amen.
And so there's always strength. There's always something that's just deep down within us that can help to bring us out of every situation that we're in. And we can start again. We can start again.
Amen. And I love the title, and I know I got a chance to read your story.
Yes.
And so for our listeners, I definitely want you to check out the book and check out her chapter, because it was definitely a vulnerability moment for you. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely want people to definitely check out this story and check out the book. It is entitled Women Inspiring Nations. And the other thing that you're doing, I don't know how on earth you find the time to do it. I truly don't. But I do know you have an amazing show on Facebook entitled
Sisterly Sundays with Sheniqua. It's a tongue twister, right?
Sheniqua, a lot of S's, yes.
Yes,
Can
yes.
you tell us a little bit about your show?
That is just my platform to motivate.
Okay.
Motivate, to encourage, to spread love, good cheer, good tidings. And I do it on Sundays. And I tell my listeners, I said, this is just to give you that extra added dose to get you through the week.
Yes.
You don't know what you're going to encounter on Monday morning. And sometimes you need to be so filled with positivity that it will just kind of help you coast through the week. So that has been a blessing to my life. It has blessed the amazing people who have joined in and who have watched it. And every day I try to post something up as encouraging words, as motivational words, just to help people keep going. We need that.
Yes, we do.
In our lives. We need that. So no matter how strong you are, you still want someone to clap for you. You still want someone to say, girl, I see you. You are doing a great job. You know, we don't do it for the applause, but the applause help us to get motivated. It's kind of like when you're in church and the pastor is preaching. If nobody's saying nothing, he just gonna give you what it said or what he wrote down, and that's it.
Yeah.
But if you get to saying preach and go on, sir, and tell it and glory, that motivates them. That helps them to tap into that Holy Spirit and say, oh, they want it. Oh, bring it. So you begin to pour. So that same essence goes with each and every one of us. We get up, we do what we got to do for the day, but we can do it so much more impactful if we just have somebody in our corner saying, you got this, you're going to do this, slay, you got this, girl, I see you look good. Do it. Put it out there for the people. Like when you just hear those words, it just helps you to keep going.
Absolutely. And I just applaud your efforts, and I applaud the motivation that you give to each and every one of your community members. And for those who want to really get in touch with you and want to hear more and how they can connect with you, how can they reach out to you?
Yes, they can. I'm all on social media, and I'm on social media for other people.
Yeah.
All right. Because some days I'm like, get off social media. You on here too much. But I'm on there for other people. So people can
Yes.
reach out to me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Sheniqua Johnson RN. I'm on Instagram. I love Instagram. It's Sheniqua Johnson RN. I'm on Twitter. If anybody's still tweeting, I'm at RN_S Johnson on Twitter.
Okay.
So I'm all up and down social media because I have something to say.
Yes.
I have something to say, and I believe that it can help someone else.
Yes.
It has helped me. The words that I speak are words that I hear God say to me, and I release them to other people because I'm like, man, that message made me feel good. Let me put it out and let me share it with someone else, because maybe we can pass the love on, so that somebody else can turn to someone else and say, wow, I was watching Sisterly Sundays with Sheniqua and it made me feel so good. Let me do something kind for you. So it's just a way that we can just make the world a better place, make it more peaceful, make it more loving, and just get people to a happy place. Don't we want to just be happy?
Yes, we do. Yes. And that's really one of the main reasons why I absolutely love doing this show, because you are truly inspiring nations everywhere you go. Women, while this platform is designed for women, my listeners are men and women. And so they can be inspired and motivated just by the work that you're doing. And so I definitely applaud you, Sheniqua, for just all of the amazing work that you're doing. And, your nursing, because healthcare is real and we need good nurses, and we need good nurses that care about the health of their patients and not just concerned with pushing another prescription.
That's right. Yeah. So it's a big job, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Yes.
When you do it from your heart, it doesn't even seem like work.
Absolutely.
It's for purpose. You get up on purpose.
Yes. And so with the healthcare, the nursing, the motivational speaking, what is next for Miss Sheniqua?
I am just I'm still going. Like you said, I don't know where I find the time to, but I'm still going.
Yeah.
I'm still writing. I'm cranking out. The Lord has put these ideas and these passages in my heart, in my mind. So I'm still writing. God called me to be a writer. So writing is what I'm going to do. I'm continuing to speak on multiple platforms. I've got a big conference coming up, the Women on the Rise conference in October. That's going to be here in New York City, and it's going to be an amazing power-packed conference, and I am coming out to help people get in touch with their wellness.
Yes.
It's a business conference. It's for entrepreneurs, it's for coaches, it's for writers, and we are those ones that get so caught up in our day-to-day trying to make ends meet and trying to get our hustle on, but sometimes we're still managing and getting entangled with stress. We're getting entangled with our feelings, with depression, anxiety. So I'm coming to bring forth that wellness aspect, to tell these wonderful women who are ready to take over the world, to say, sister, don't forget to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Don't care of you. So it's going to be an amazing event, and I'm just excited. I'm just planning on going wherever God places me. Whatever platform, whatever. If He give me a mic, I'm a sing. I'm a do what He say. If He say talk to them over here, I'm gonna talk to them over there. I'm just gonna continue to be obedient, and I'm gonna continue to work until He says, okay, your job here is done. So this is a big job, and it's a lot of work to be done, but it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to serve God's people. It really is.
And tell me again, what are the dates of the conference? And it's called Women on the Rise?
Women on the Rise is their 5th annual conference, and it's going to be October 19th and 20th in Long Island, New York. So anybody who's in the area, I can definitely share the link, or you can reach out to me. It's going to be an amazing event. Entrepreneurs are coming in from all over the world. People are going to be pitching their products with HSN.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a 2-day power-packed event. So I'm excited and honored to just be a part of it. So, I'm just gonna add my little sprinkle to it. just keeping people grounded, keeping people focused. Because sometimes we can get so overwhelmed when you go to these amazing conferences and it's just so much information. You get to be on information overload. So my job is going to be to help people process, help them take it all in and start creating some plans on what they're going to do to accelerate all the wonderful things that they've learned. So it's going to be amazing.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you've heard it here, Women on the Rise.
Yes.
So before I let you go, because it has been so wonderful having you on the show today, I'm going to give you 3 words, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when you hear them. The first word is faith.
God.
Love.
Me.
Inspiration.
Glory. Now, why glory came to my mind, I have no idea. But I just feel like when we are inspiring others, it glory to God.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Sheniqua Johnson, it has truly been a pleasure to have you on my show today.
Thank you so much, Sonja. I love you. I am so honored to be here with you. We got to play catch up.
Absolutely, and we will certainly do that because I love you to the moon and back, and I'm definitely going to continue to watch you shine and rise in all that you're doing. And please come back again.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Until next time, here on Inspiring Nations with Sonja Keeve. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Inspiring Nations with Sonja Keeve. I challenge each of you to perform one simple act of kindness and pass it forward. For more information on how you can be a guest on our show, visit www.sonjakeeve.com. We hope to see you next time.